Hey everybody, welcome to the 1804 Show, Chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is episode 292. I hope y'all feeling good tonight. I am too. That y'all like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the 1804 Show, Chapter 2. Let's get it. But yeah, tonight I have a special guest, my homie, Jay Garcia. He runs the boxing club here in Saginaw, Michigan, where I reside. So I'm gonna get him on here, and we gonna talk to him, ask him some questions, and we just gonna have fun, like we always do. This is his first time coming on here. Heard a lot of great things about him. Heard he's doing a lot of good things for the youth, and if anybody doing stuff for the youth, man, they got my utmost respect forever. So I just wanted to bring him on here because, like I said, I heard a lot of great things about him. So just wanted to get this episode rolling, get this episode popping. Let me see. But until he gets here, I'm just gonna chill and wait for him to join. Shout out to all the viewers. How you doing? But yeah, man, I just really can't wait to talk to this guy. He's been such a good dude. So yeah, I have a good lineup coming. So let me see if I can get him in here. Yo, what up, man?
What's good, bro?
Man, nothing, fam, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, bro.
Man, no problem, man. I heard a lot of good stuff about you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to fix all my camera and stuff. I
Oh,
ain't, done this, so I'm new to this one.
oh, snap. Yeah, man. Like I said, bro, I just appreciate you for coming, man. And like I said, I heard a lot of good things about you. So I wanted to, bring you on here because I like to have leaders on my platform and stuff. And I heard that you do a lot of good things for the youth too.
Yeah, I run my boxing gym, and it helps the youth with a lot of their morals and how they carry themselves and their personality, and it just it uplifts them, and it just helps them out with their confidence and stuff. It's a big confidence booster to them with my boxing gym, and not only just boxing alone, but just pouring into them, being another positive role model in their lives, or being the only role model in some of the kids' lives. It's just big. I like it.
Yeah. So what made you start that? Because I know it took a lot of just help and took a lot of patience as well to just really go into business for yourself. So how long have you been
Uh,
active with that?
yeah. Well, I originally started coaching in 2019, and it kind of happened by accident. I've been fighting since I was 8 years old. So,
Hmm.
being around boxing, I was probably younger than that, honestly, but you can't compete till you're 8. So my first fight was probably 8 years old. So I grew up in the fight game, fighting and boxing and whatnot. But as far as coaching, like, my uncle just came up, he called me one day and said, "Hey, I got a new gym open up. You want to help your Wello coach." Wello is grandpa in Spanish. He's like, "You want to help your Wello coach?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, man, my hours line up at work. I said, man, I don't care. I'll give it a try. I'll go up there and see, what we got and whatnot. And I loved it. Walked in the gym. I seen a bunch of kids, and I'm just like, I can help this kid out. I can help this kid out. I had another kid that used to always ask me, hey, can you just train me? Can you coach me? Can you teach me? And he would bug me for like 4 months. And this was prior to my uncle asking me to help. And so he was there when I walked into it. And I'm just like, man, like they see I'm here. They know I'm here to coach. And I can't tell these kids, like, man, I'm just here for today. It's like, you walk into it, it's like, shoot, like, yeah, I'm in. Like, I'm all the way in. And the rest is history. I
Yeah,
can't redig. I'm like, yeah. So,
that's good, man. Because I never knew how to box myself, but I have always been like a street fighter and stuff like that. But I always wanted to get into boxing, man. Because I know it's just a lot of conditioning, a lot of running.
yeah,
So
it's a lot.
I that's not.
It's a big difference. It's a big difference from boxing and street fighting. Like, it's a big difference. Over the weekend, I had one of my boys was doing YouTube, so he did a video at the gym. And he
Hmm.
just had a bunch of street guys off the streets come in and box for a little competition. And I'm like, hey, I'll go around with one of you guys. And just the difference of them throwing wild and me being composed, I'm like, I'm the coach. I'm not going to hurt you or hit you too hard. And just the difference between me and them from a street fighter and an actual boxer is just like night and day. It's pretty fun. The one kid, I hit him gave him an uppercut to the stomach. My brother was like, man, bro, both his feet came off the ground. It was funny. He's like, oh, I'm done. It was all fun. But
Yeah,
yeah, this is a big difference from boxing and street fighting.
yeah. So when it came down to boxing, what weight class are you in?
When I would fight, I fought at 165, so that was middleweight.
Hmm.
Middleweight for amateurs, yo. That was my competition weight class.
So what's the difference between like middleweight, heavyweight, and welterweight? What's the difference?
The weight, the
Okay,
weight, the
okay,
weight is the difference. Heavyweight's obviously, over 200 pounds. Middleweight for amateurs, 165. Welterweight, 154. So it's just how much you weigh.
okay. Yeah, because I pretty much just watch the fights a little bit. I really don't know that much like education when it comes to that, but I always enjoy watching. Like my favorite boxers was Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Leonard,
Yeah,
Mike Tyson, of course,
yeah.
but Jack Johnson. I really love Jack Johnson. But who are your like influences?
Uh, I don't know. I think I didn't really watch too many of the older fights growing up. I was more big on I'm just gonna fight. I'm not gonna watch it.
Hmm.
But I think my favorite of all time is probably Miguel Cotto. I liked his style. I liked his hooks to the body. His body shots he would throw. The heart he had. Miguel Cotto was probably my favorite to watch as I was growing up and was actually watching. I watched Leonard and all them guys fights, but I don't know. It was just something about Miguel Cotto that stood out to him that I used to love watching Miguel Cotto. Now I like watching Lomachenko, like Earl Spence. I like Deontay Wilder, um, Terrence Crawford's code, Tank and them boys, like the 135 divisions of code division. So now to me, there's just a bunch of good fighters out.
That's
But
good, man.
my favorite of all time is probably Miguel, and I like Floyd Mayweather too. Like, he's the GOAT to me.
Hmm.
A lot of people say Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali. I'm like, man, I don't know. Floyd's the GOAT. Like, they don't like his style, but to me, Floyd figured out that it's boxing and not fighting, and Floyd boxed. He like boxed everybody's brains out. People got bored of it because he's just so good. A lot of people say these guys that Floyd's fighting, they're not ready, but Floyd really just makes them look like regular fighters. Like, Floyd's really that good to me.
Oh yeah, I like Floyd. Um, the reason why I would say I put Muhammad Ali over Floyd was the fact that he spoke on a lot of social issues and
Right.
stuff like that. Floyd just make his money, which I ain't mad at him, but I do like when people speak on social issues and really go outside and does things and speak about injustices, that's all good because we need more athletes to speak up and we need more mentors and stuff. Like it's okay to get money, but at the end of the day, we have to pass the torch down, man, and that's what I'm commend him for, and just people like you as well, like taking the time out, your schedule, your life to give back.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people look at it that way. I'm looking at it as just boxing, what you do in the ring. And so for
Hmm.
me, I mean, that's what I go off of. I can't judge Floyd off of what he does outside the ring because inside the ring, like ain't nobody touching him. Ain't nobody beat him.
Hmm.
So to me, that's why I go by Floyd's the greatest.
Oh, of course, man. And would you like to talk about your upbringing? Whatever you want to talk about.
Let me see. So like I said, I started fighting when I was probably 8 years old. I was born into a boxing family. So
Hmm.
my grandpa, he was a coach. He's been a coach since I've been born. My dad's been fighting since I've been born. I got my youngest brother, Val. He would fight with me. I got another brother, Emilio. He was about to fight, but he didn't pass the physical because he had cataracts in his eyes. So he failed the physical exam, so they didn't allow him to fight. My sister would have fought, but my mom and dad was like, nah, her face is too pretty. We don't want her to get hit. So my whole family, for real, my whole family growing up has just been like, we've been around the sport for forever,
Hmm.
grown into it. And I fought, like I said, since I was 8 years old. I won the Golden Gloves in 2011. I won Best Up and Coming Fighter in Michigan for amateurs. Plenty of Fighter of the Nights I won. Um, different show. I don't know. I won a lot of fights when I was growing up. I lost a lot of fights. A lot of my fights that I lost is mainly due to myself, not really training,
Hmm.
just taking my talent for granted and just going in and be like, yeah, I'll fight this weekend. I don't care. So a lot of my fights that I did lose, to me, I wasn't in shape. I could have won, but I didn't. I did that to myself, and that's what I try to stress to my fighters now. Is don't take your talent for granted. Just because you win when you're not training, don't mean you can win every fight. Because somebody's always out there that's training and willing to. They're in there and they're trying to knock you out. They're not trying to be friends with you. They're not trying to go the distance with you. Like they're literally trying to knock you out. We got social media. They're trying to record you and they're trying to embarrass you when you get in that ring. So just because you win a couple of fights when you're not training or not at your best, you shouldn't always be that way. Training is very serious and the sport is serious. So you have to you got to give it your all. Like you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out because you can really get hurt in boxing. So
Oh, absolutely. And what were the sacrifices that you made in order for you to really take this seriously? Because a lot of people don't really talk about the sacrifices.
yeah, for coaching wise, like a lot of sacrifices and things that I take is like my sacrifice with my time I spend with my daughter. She's my only kid.
Hmm.
Me and her, we do everything together. She's my world. She changed my life. God put her in my life for a reason, and my life has changed now, and she helped me. So I sacrificed a lot of time that I would spend with her. I spend at the gym now with other kids or other young adults. So it's not just kids. I have 28-year-olds, 27-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 21. I got all ages, all the way from I got 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds. I got everything in the gym. So I sacrificed a lot of time spent with her on weekends. I try to keep my weekends open for her, so me and her can just hang out. And then weekends when I have boxing shows, I go and I travel to Florida. Or I got a fight coming up in New Jersey. I got a kid fighting in Jersey. I got a kid fighting in Ohio the next day. So Cleveland, we've been to Chicago. We go everywhere. So I spend a lot of time, a lot of sacrifices. Her, like a lot of it is my time spent with her. And I tell her, hey girl, one day I'll be able to quit my job and it'd be me and you, or I have more time with you, and But so my biggest sacrifice is a lot of it is a lot of time that I spend with her.
Yeah, because I know that it can be, you know, stressful dealing with like other youth and this and that because you yourself a father and stuff like that. So it's like can be a little troubling because it's like I have a kid and then I have these kids and stuff like that. So I know it's really hard to really balance it all out.
Yeah, it's tough. I try to talk to her, all the time. She stays with me, so she, like I said, I just didn't put her to bed, but she just went in the room to go lay down and go to bed for school tomorrow. But I always try, even though I sacrifice so much time with her, like even if I have 10 minutes with her at nighttime, like we'll talk, or I'll hold her hand, or I'll keep her under my arm, or we'll do something just so she knows, like, you're my girl, you're my daughter, like I love you first, and let's do whatever I can to just show her, like, I have boxing, but I still love you more. You know what I mean? And it's big, especially having a daughter, a girl. You want to show the girls like they're worth something, or show them how they should be treated, or anything. Even though she's my daughter and all, but still, I want to show her like my father's. You're my first love, and I should be her first love as well. So that's my biggest sacrifice. I miss a lot of events, parties. With the family have parties. Families have dinners or get-togethers or stuff like that. I miss a lot of those because I have training. Just yeah, sacrifice a lot. I work 6 to 2 every day, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. After work, I go get her from school, and then her and I got my nieces and my nephew I pick up from school. They all go to the same school, and then from there we go straight to the gym. And I'm at the gym till 8 o'clock, and they get picked up from the gym. So I'm there till 8:30 at night, sometimes waiting for rides and stuff like that. And I go pick her up, go back home when you get 45 minutes to spend with her, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, and one day she's gonna find out everything that you've done, and she's gonna appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Because what you're trying to do right now is just really what this community needs, because we just known for violence, we know for disruption and dysfunction and this and that. So what you're doing right now is really helping change the scope of the city, and I respect that. And then also just teaching people how to not only defend themselves but discipline as well, because they can use what they learned at the gym into other things in life.
Yeah. I had kids, not even kids, like even adults. Like adults come in the gym with, they were battling with addictions, with drinking and stuff like that too. And they come into the gym and they know, like, man, I can't drink because I'm going to fight like trash, or I'm going to be tired during the gym, or I'm not going to perform. And when I spar, I'm going to get beat up. And so I had guys that, stopped drinking. And basically because they started training, I've had kids that were battling with depression, 14 years old, battling depression, and 200 and like, I don't know, 8 pounds, and, just sad all the time or whatever, always down. And they come to the gym and they're weighing 156 pounds and smiling from ear to ear, and they're just happy and, stuff like that. I had younger kids with, used to be mean to their brothers and their siblings and always fighting with them, that come to the gym and, you get beat up or you get punched in the face a couple of times by somebody else in the gym, and you go home and you get humbled, and you're helping your brothers out at the house now, and you're not fighting with them no more, and you're more of a helpful sibling and whatnot. So it does a lot of changing. Like boxing is literally therapy for a lot of people.
Man, I wish I would have met you 7 years ago.
That's why I got to keep going, man, because like I feel like the city needs not just me, somebody like me, because I don't like to put myself on a pedestal, but the city needs somebody that cares, for the youth, and cares for the even people younger than us, just a couple years younger than I am. Like we need somebody that's gonna tell them, like, nah, man, like you can still have a good life doing this, or you don't have to do these things, or you don't have to follow that crowd. Like you can go this direction and you still live good, and you can live even better, and you don't have to watch your back all the time, or you don't have to watch what store you go to, and just change a couple of things out of your daily routine, or change a couple of friends, or just whatever. And you can, if I can change one person or help one person to see a different side of life, then to me, like, that's me creating a champion right there. Because I know one day I'm going to have a champion in the ring holding up a WBC belt or IBF belt, but also having a champion that's in their family, and that's here for their kids, that's there for their kids now, or that's just living life and not having to worry about watching their back and stuff. Like, to me, that's creating another champion in a different aspect. So that's my goal.
Oh, absolutely, man. And how did it feel being on the riverfront?
Oh man, that was pretty dope. Yeah, that was a nice article. I mean, you kind of knew what he was gonna put in there, because obviously, you talked to him, he asked you the questions, but just like the photos he used and stuff like that, I'm just like, man, that's pretty slick. And I'm just like, man, I better get used to this. I can see it more in the future too. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a nice article.
Yeah, I read it, man, and I was just like, dang, how and why I didn't stumble upon you before, because I know a lot of people. So, but yeah, I was just reading it and thought it was dope, man. Keep
Yeah.
doing your thing. Yeah, because this platform that I got, it's pretty much for people that's entrepreneurs, superheroes, anybody that's moving in a positive light. Because if anything, man, I care. I care about the city. I care about the youth. And a whole lot of people complain about this place, but they don't try to
Do
make it
nothing.
a better
Yeah.
place. And I wanted to be one of those people that just try to, fix this. I can't save everybody, but just grab and reach out and touch people in my own way. So that's why I created this platform last year, and it's been going strong, man. And just having the opportunities to showcase to YouTube and to everybody that, oh, forget what you heard about Saginaw. We all ain't out here just gun tolling and just ignorant and rambunctious. A lot of us are trying to make things happen and change. So, but yeah, I'm glad that you were able to come on this platform, man, because Hewley told me a lot about you, and I was like, I'm gonna see what's up, what I'm saying? It is,
Yeah, that's good.
it is, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but she cool, yeah, she cool people, man. So
Yeah.
just so happy that you had came on the post and stuff like that, so it made it a lot easier. So, but that's cool though.
Yeah. It's pretty cool too that you talk about superheroes, because I have a girl fighter in my gym. She's 11 years old now, but she was 10 at the time.
Hmm.
And she came into my beginners class, and like first or second weekend, she's like, "Hey coach, can I come to the competition class? I want to fight." And I'm like, "Nah." Her name's Naughty. I'm like, "Nah, like let's learn the basics. Like let's learn how to throw a jab still. Let's work here in the beginners class." And she would ask and ask and ask. About probably 3 or 4 months later, I'm like, "You know what? If you want to come to the competition class, you keep asking." I said, "Show up Monday at 6." So she showed up Monday at 6, and she was working. I'm like, "Hey, okay, like this girl's doing it."
Hmm.
And she had her first fight Labor Day last year, and she was a little scared. Like, she got in the ring, she was crying, tears before the fight started. I grabbed her by her face mask, and I'm like, "Hey, Nadia, like you got to stop the crying. Like, we're in the ring." I said, "You already put in all that hard work." I said, "Now we just got to fight." I said, "You'll be all right." I said, "You know what to do. You know how to protect yourself. You know how to throw punches." I said, "Let's go out there. It's only for a minute rounds." I'm like, "I believe in you. I trust you. I have faith in you." I said, "You just gotta have that faith in yourself." I said, "Let's go out there and let's go box. Let's go show this girl how hard you work." And so she ended up going out there, and she fought the first round. She come back to the corner. She's like, "Coach, that was it? Like that's the end of the round?" I'm like, "Yeah, like that was a minute." She said, "Dang." She said, "Coach, I can do this." I'm like, "I told you, Naughty." I said, "You know what you just did?" I said, "You went out there, you just fought your fears." I said, you ready? I said, now let's go get ready for round two. She's like, yeah, round two is coming up, huh? I'm like, yeah. I said, let's go. So she went out there for round two, and she fought. She came back. She said, Coach, that round was faster. I'm like, girl, like you doing it? I told you, you belong in this ring. Like boxing is you. She's like, I'm ready, Coach. Like I got this. I'm ready. And she went out and fought round three. It was a development bout, so there was no winner, no loser. But we had judges judge for the best fighter of the nights for their divisions, and she ended up winning. So she won a championship belt because they all voted like, hey, that girl was the best. There was 6 fighters in that class, and out of those 6, she stood out the most, and it was just like, dang, like all that hard work you put in. So at school, she had to write about a hero who's one of her heroes in her life, and she wrote about me. And she said, my coach helped me overcome my fears and helped me step in a boxing ring, and he became one of my heroes. And for a 10-year-old, like I said, a 10-year-old at that time, to write about me as a hero, it's just like, man, that kind of feels good, because a lot of people like to write about a parent or an aunt or an older cousin or someone, but for her to choose me, it's just like, man, like the impact that I made in her life, and and not just hers, but all the other kids' lives, is just like, man, it's amazing. So it just helps me to like keep going and keep pouring into the youth and the younger guys, and I just love it, man. It ain't nothing else that I'd rather do. Like I know it's my calling. I know it's my purpose. I know God put boxing in my life since I was born for a reason, and I know the reason is for helping.
That's what's up, man. And what I learned over the years, bro, was that is you versus you. As far as fear, fear, doubt, insecurities and stuff like that. And I'm at this point just with my life or whatever, is that I don't answer to my fears or my doubts. I pretty much block everything out and just go full strong, man. This is really like the most that I have ever been dedicated, more devoted to anything. And would you agree, or could you attest to that?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like your biggest opponent is that person you see when you look into the mirror, because mentally you can tell yourself, or you can tell yourself, oh, I do this, but if you really ain't set mentally, like you're not gonna do what you say you're gonna do. So mentally,
Mm-hmm.
like you have so many thoughts, so many emotions, a battlefield in your mind every single day, especially when it comes to following your dreams. You always hear that, nah, you're gonna fail, or nah, you're gonna mess up here, or you're gonna mess up there, and a lot of people stop, or a lot of people, those noises are just so loud for a lot of people that they're too afraid to just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna try it, I don't care if I fail. A lot of people are afraid of the failure, and they don't even attempt, so they're stuck in the same lifestyle, or they're stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again, because they're afraid to take that one step of faith to to do something that goes towards their dreams. And a lot of it, most of it, is just that battle that you have in your mind. That's when you hear that thought, oh, you're gonna fail, you're gonna be like, nah, like I'm gonna make it, like I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna fail. Like that thought of failure is not something that God's given me, so I'm not gonna take that thought and run with it. Like I'm a conqueror. I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna walk out on a step of faith. And my pastor always tells me, if it's from God, it has to work. And so for me, everything I do, I'm just like, all right, well, I'm gonna take this step here, because if it's from God, it has to work. And if it doesn't work, well, I know God has my back anyway, so He's gonna fix whatever problem that I make. And you just gotta walk. And like I said, those thoughts that you have where you're just telling you you're gonna fail, like you're just gonna tell yourself, no, I'm not gonna fail. Like I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, and and that's just the main option, man. Is to make it, because failure taught me so much. It's just really just taught me how, okay, this wasn't for me. Let me try something else. And if that don't work, try something else. So I had so many dreams and aspirations of what I wanted to do. It just didn't go well, or it just didn't fit to where it needed to be. But then now, I know I'm supposed to be here because I love doing it. So you got to be in the feel of what you do. You know, you got to love what you do. It can't feel like a job. You
Yeah.
know, basically, even though you're working, that you're having fun doing it, you enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I just always tell just my nieces, my nephew, just what you want to do and stuff like that, and whatever you want to do, make sure you enjoy doing what you're doing, because you don't want to be one of these people that settles, and settling is dangerous. So I just always try to let them know that.
Yeah, too. Like for me, like when I first started coaching, I was like, okay, I know how to box, I know how to fight, I know what I
Hmm.
do to train. How can I teach what I used to do? You know what I mean? So it was hard in the beginning because I'm like, okay, I can do things this way, and then you go to teach somebody my style. It's like, not everybody's gonna have my style. Not
Right.
everybody's gonna fight like the way that I fought. So in the beginning, it was hard to try to coach because all these fighters, all these kids that are new, they're all different. They all have developed their own different styles, and so it's just like, man, like, I remember going to one fight and all three of my guys lost, and it's frustrating because, like, dang it, like, what am I doing? Like, is this really something that's for me? And I'd hear these thoughts like, oh man, you might as well give it up. You might as well not even coach no more. Your fighters are losing and blah, blah, blah. You're hearing that and you're just like, man, you know what? Forget that. Like, nah, like, it pushes me to be like, okay, well, I'm going to learn. I got to learn these fighters. I got to learn these styles. I got to see the technique, or I got to learn a different, you know what I mean? Learn a different technique. And how I see fights, I would see it from a fighter's point of view of what I'm doing wrong versus when I was fighting, I would watch the other guy, and then when being a coach, you watch our guy, and it's like, dang, like what am I supposed to see? So you know, it's just a lot of different views that you get now from being on the sideline versus being in the ring. And it's like now, okay, I'm not watching my guy, I'm watching their guy, or you just know what to look for now as a coach versus being a fighter. It's just two different perspectives, and now I'm able to see, after more fights and more guys in the ring and different guys that we're fighting against, I'm able to see now as a coach, okay, when he does this, we need to do this, or when he throws this punch, we got to block here and we got to counter here, type
Hmm.
thing, or this guy's fighting this way, so we got to put more pressure on him, or we got to be a counter puncher to this guy. I'm starting to see more of that now on the sideline, being a coach instead of being that fighter perspective in the ring and fighting. So it all it didn't. If we would have never lost like those many fights in the beginning when I first started coaching, I probably wouldn't have looked at different aspects of the fight game or boxing because I would have been like, oh, I already know what I'm doing, or I got this down, or I'm teaching my guys are good. But it's like, no, like we're getting whooped, and if we're getting whooped, that falls on me as the coach, and I'm being a failure to my guys because we're losing. So I got to step my game up, and I would have never stepped my game up if we weren't losing in the beginning. And now, like I said, I still have a whole lot to learn. I'm not the greatest coach yet, but it's helped me though.
Oh yeah, man, no doubt, bro. So we are learning along the way. That's what makes us leaders. You know, a leader is willing to learn, but a bad leader act like he knows everything, and everybody don't know everything.
Right.
So I'm glad that you are able to acknowledge that, because I don't listen to people who don't evolve. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's good though. But yeah, man, what's your plans after this? Well, not as far as like coaching, but do you have any other things you want to accomplish?
Um, right now, no. I opened up. So I just bought a new gym. I bought the GI Forum. I don't know if you know where that building is in Saginaw. It's
What
on the.
street is
It's on Oak Street, but it's off the one way coming from Carlton back into Saginaw. It's that
Okay, yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Yeah, there's that 3-story brick building right there. There's the American GI Forum. So I just bought that building and I just got the gym ready. So tomorrow we open up a officially for. I'm starting a beginners class. That's everybody just wanting to learn the box. That'll be tomorrow. Starts from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. It'll be 3 days a week. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then from 5 to 6, I got an adult fitness and cardio class that I'll be starting from 5 to 6. And 6 to 8, we'll have our competition class. So right now, it's, obviously my focus is on starting back up. I'm going to have a bunch of newcomers coming in, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens from there. As far as the building, though, it's on the second floor. I think there's like 7 classrooms that I'd eventually like to open up to other small businesses that are looking for a place to run their own business, whether it's a barbershop or a t-shirt place or a tattoo shop. There's different classrooms that I'll be willing to rent out to other small businesses that's looking for a home to get their feet wet or to get started with their business. And then I got a bingo hall in the basement that I rent out for small birthday parties, for kids parties and stuff like that too. So slowly but surely working on getting all of that up and running is probably my next goal for the time being.
Okay, man. If you can, just send me some flyers or just send me the information, and I will put it on my business page to get the word out.
All right, appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. We're gonna have to meet in person and
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure. For sure.
I might join one of them classes, hopefully I won't embarrass myself, but other
You'll
than
be
that,
all right, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people joining, just like us.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, man. I'm very happy that you was able to do this, man. I'm really just enjoyed this and stuff like that. I don't want to keep you all tied up and everything like that, but I just was able to do this, man, because I really had like a crazy day. So I was like, man, I gotta hurry up and get home and get to you, dog. But I really enjoyed this interview, man. And if you want to come back, just let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Next time, if we do have next time, I'd like to be at my gym that time, and I could walk you around. We'll still be live, but I can show you, what I got going on at the gym and stuff like that too. So won't be at 9:30 at night. It'll be a little earlier in the daytime. Maybe a weekend day or something like that. We could have sit down at the gym or something, or we can go live and you there. I'm at the gym, and I like to show you. You know what I mean, just so you can see the gym and stuff. 'Cause I put a lot of work into that gym. Like I did a lot, and mug, man, I love it. It looks amazing. So it'd be
Okay,
cool for you
man.
to see, bro.
Okay, we can do that. Shoot, I don't mind that at all, man. I would love to see, your world and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I think I got 19 bags up that I put up in the gym, so that's plenty of room. I got the boxing ring in the middle, bunch of jump ropes, and bunch of different things, the boxing equipment that we use, for your fighters and whatnot. So I got enough room for at least 50 fighters in there. So it's nice. It'll be a fun time for me at least.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. But yeah, bro, I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity, man. And you take care, dog.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, bro.
All right, man. Have a good
All right.
night.
Yep.
All right. Peace.
Yep.